So, Afzal, it was a bad evening for Arsenal,
Mhm.
but it was a good evening for Unai Emery. And let me just say this before you start, yeah? Fair play to Unai Emery. I think over the two legs, I think he had our pants down. I think the class and dignity that manager has shown by not running on the pitch when they were
Yeah.
holding up the banner.
He
I
walked
think
straight down the tunnel. He walked
yeah,
straight down. That's the
I
first
think
thing
that
I noticed.
I
Yeah.
think the fact that he could have quite easily gloated, he could have rubbed it in our face and said, "Yeah, look at what you could have had." Yeah, what a class! I see him on TV. I didn't hear what he said because obviously I'm on mute. Yeah, but he did his interview. I don't know what he said, but I think we done him a bit of a disservice, and I think everyone's kind of realised that tonight. Like Mikel Arteta, what was his game plan? What was the style of play? What was that starting 11? Like, what happened, man?
Unai Emery got the better of him. As simple as that. In my opinion, Villarreal aren't a good side, but they've got a
Yeah,
decent manager, as it showed. As it shown the whole season in the Europa League. I expect United to fully beat them, but look at United's players compared to their players. But yeah, Unai Emery, like I said, I'll just briefly talk about him and go into Arteta in the match. Yeah, what a classy guy. He won. He got sacked, came back, knocked us out. He literally shook Arteta's hand, walked off the pitch. Even his interview at the end was no boasting, no digs, no nothing. So fair play to him and congratulations to him. He fully deserved it. In my opinion, they were the better team in the two legs. I just think you know what I've said for the past 5 years, we're finished. Yeah, as a club, we're finished. And for me, it's gone. I said this in 2017. For me, since then, it's gotten worse and worse by the month. Right? When Wenger left, we all thought, oh, we're gonna get our Arsenal back. Now you look on it, Emery's first season wasn't bad. Now that you look on it, right? Remember, we were used to finishing top four for fun. So when Emery came fifth and didn't win anything, we're like, oh, this is an awful season, blah blah blah. But coming fifth, 1 point to fourth, and getting into the final with these below average players, I think he did a decent job. The reason why he got sacked is because he had that run of 7, 8 games and he didn't have a chance to turn it round.
yeah.
Unfortunately, the players all turned on him, the fans turned on him. I thought he was harshly treated. Whereas now, since then, it's just gone downhill. Yeah, we won an FA Cup, but in my opinion, the league is the bread and butter. And coming eighth last season and finishing mid-table this season is not good enough. And for me, he has to get sacked. I always said all season, if he gets us back into the Champions League, then he has a right to stay on next season. I said that the whole season.
Yeah, you
Now we're
have.
not
You've
in
been
the. We're not
consistent
in.
with it.
There were times where I've always thought in me he isn't the guy to take us forward, but I didn't want to say it because I wanted to stick by my tune by saying I'm going to wait. We we are not in the Champions League. The Arteta project, the process, as they all like to say, the process has failed. The players have failed him. He's failed us. Everything in that club is rotten, literally from top to bottom. And the only answer is that unfortunately he's got to get sacked now. It's as simple as that. And a lot of these players as well, they're not good enough. For me, I think only 3 players I can say this season can say, oh, you know what, we've actually done decent jobs, which is Saka, Tierney, and I'd say Smith Rowe. I think everyone else, nah, not for me. I mean, if I was thinking about it just now, Lee, and since 2018, name me one player who we've signed who we've thought, wow. Can you name who we've thought, wow? Can you name me?
I
And we've
think I
signed
think
about 15 players.
I think Party, but I think Party's been a massive disappointment. I
But
don't
yeah,
necessarily blame
that's
that
what I
on
mean. No,
Party.
that's what I mean. What I mean is signed and they've come in and we've been like, wow, they're doing an amazing job. No one. Not
Yeah, no,
one person. The
no.
Socrates, Torreras,
Yeah,
Ceballos, they all failed. Pepe hasn't hit his 70. Yes, he's improved in recent months, in weeks. He hasn't hit his potential heights. Party for me has been a massive disappointment since January. Absolutely massive disappointment. Or maybe Tierney is the only one I can say is okay, he's lived up to his expectation. Everyone else has failed. So
Yeah.
Aubameyang for me isn't the striker he was. Lacazette ain't good enough. The midfielders ain't good enough. Holding, oh my, Holding, Holding is awful, Lee. That Holding, yeah, what Holding does, he comes in the side, he has 3-4 good games, everyone gets hyped up, and then he's back to his usual. Holding isn't good enough. You know, Gabriel has been poor as well since December. He's been awful at the back. You know, Bellerin, how many years have we had to put up with his performances? I mean, it's getting too much, Lee. And you know what? It's predictable, right? It's the same players on the pitch. I'm failing for so many years. They've now failed under 4 different managers. And for me, unless you get rid of half of them, they ain't even going to perform for the next manager. But having said that, Arteta, I mean, his tactics in these 2 games were, I'm sorry, they were a joke. I mean, that false 9 in the first leg, you know, I don't know. Maybe he was trying to copy Pep. I don't know. But it really didn't
It
work
was funny
out.
because Martin Keown at half time, I don't know if you heard it, Martin Keown at half time said, yeah, it just looks like he's just copied Guardiola again.
I mean, he wants to play midfielders in left back positions. Then he wants to play Saka in different positions every time. Then you've got Ceballos.
It's got shades
there.
of Wenger written all over it. Let's be real.
Ceballos there. Ceballos is awful. Then you've got playing your false 9. It just hasn't worked, you know. And
who would you like to bring in if we sacked him?
I don't know. I want who's I'm just not honestly this year, who's available like realistically.
Everyone, if you pay a fee,
no, you
bro.
know what I mean realistically. Okay, like you've got Allegri who's there. Someone was saying
Sarri
would. I'd take Sarri. I'd take Allegri. You know what? Right. See, look at this is the difference, right? Let me highlight the difference between Chelsea and Arsenal, right? This is the difference between success and failure in the last 17 years. Chelsea hired arguably their best ever player, Frank Lampard, club legend. He got top 4 last year. This season, he wasn't doing well. What did they do? They took the impossible gamble decision of sacking him, right? They brought in Tuchel. And Tuchel, I said from the minute he came in, top manager. Champions League final, FA Cup final, and they're going to get top 4, right? The guy's done a wonderful job. You need a big name. None of these small names. You need a big name to turn things around. You need a name, people who've won league titles before in the other countries or in the Premier League, or people who won European trophies. You need a big name. That's what I would take. Allegri, I'd take Sarri. I'd take all these guys. And, you know, it's just, like I said, Lee, everyone was saying trust the process, but I don't know. Well, are they saying that now?
Well, if it turned out to be a process.
No, but if people are still saying trust the process, does the process involve coming mid-table? I don't know. It's
mad.
You know what? Like I said, Lee, I've never come out and publicly said Arteta this, Arteta that, Arteta out. But I think today, largely, the whole fan base, well, a lot of the fan base probably has turned. For me, I kept it inside for 100%. I mean, nothing personal, nothing against him at all. Yeah, I really wanted him to succeed, but for the good of this football club, unfortunately, Mikel Arteta, it's time to go. And I would, do I think they're going to sack him? No, I think it'll be an Unai Emery situation again. I think they'll wait till Christmas next season, see how we're doing then, and if we're not doing well, they'll sack him. Would I personally sack him end of the season? Unfortunately, yes, I would.
Big up to yourself, Afzal. I appreciate that, man.
Thanks a lot, Lee. Appreciate it.